Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Coming up here, we talk about what's going on at AEW as it celebrates 5 years of being on TNT, TBS, Warner Bros. Discovery. We'll talk about that coming up with a lot of matches, including World Championship match between Daniel Bryan Danielson defending against Okada. Okada puts his international champion Continental Championship, meant to say, for 20 minutes during the match. Also, too, Will Ospreay taking on Ricochet. They'll start off on Dynamite for the 5th year. Heyman Adam Page, former world champion, taking on Juice Robinson. And Serena Deeb taking on Dr. DMD Britt Baker. But coming out of that, big news right here. We finally get that deal. Warner Bros. Discovery has signed a deal with AEW, including match. We'll get this and more as the Pro Wrestling Show starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Peter Dix here. Glad you can join us on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation. You can hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget, our digital platforms as well. Join in that conversation. Man, we'll get to the latest on the big deal that happened today that Chris Jericho had announced that AEW has signed a deal with Warner Bros. Discovery. We'll get that coming up. And plus, too, we'll talk about this. AEW is going to have a big night head-to-head with NXT Title Tuesday. We're going to do a double ring report for AEW and NXT. We'll talk about that coming up. Speaking of NXT, we'll tell you the latest on what went down last night on NXT on the Wrestling Hot Topic. CM Punk, who used to be in AEW, that long-standing feud. CM Punk having fun with the matches and stuff, but we'll get to that a little bit later on in the show. So let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's kick things off here with this. Okada, Takashi, because he decided to stick his nose in someone else's business. We had this tonight: Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. What a match that was! A rematch from the Indies. Many people consider that being one of the best Indies matches of all time. Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay told Ricochet, jump off that porch and come and test yourself. And I think Ricochet did that tonight. Ricochet wanted to test himself, and Ricochet did so tonight. But it was a matchup, but they could, decide to cause a ruckus by beating down both Ricochet and Will Ospreay, leaving them laying helpless at the he wants a shot at the international championship and stuff. Will Ospreay taking it down to, take a, from Takashi. I don't know what he did, but we eventually will get a something on what his reasons was and why he did what he did tonight. I don't know why Takashi did that. But hey. Well, we heard that Taz got jumped from the back in the parking lot before Dynamite started. Taz to the hospital. We don't even know why Taz went to the hospital. That even led Hook, even upset, frustrated, mad. He wanted to take it out on somebody. I didn't know who Hook was, who was targeting Taz, and I don't know why they were targeting Taz to get the Hook. Hook last week decided to retire the FTW championship. Hook was tired. He was the final FTW champion. We kind of expected that it was going. Wasn't nothing else to go with, but Hook finally did it his way tonight. And Hook's wanted to know who attacked his father. He didn't have to look no further. We got an idea that Christian Cage may be the one to be the mastermind behind it. I don't know why Christian Cage want to target Hook. Christian Cage want to target fatherless men. I think Christian Cage want to target Hook. Don't know why, but things are not even up for Christian Cage and Hook. We'll see how that's gonna go. Well, speaking of that, Chris Jericho decided to take things further. He's in a feud already. Jericho always jumping from one feud to another, the next. I kind of knew Jericho was going to get in a feud with Mark Briscoe. Chris Jericho decided to add salt to the wound and decided to attack Mark personally. And he did so by attacking Mark's great late tag team partner, Jay. Chris Jericho throwing salt to the wound, and Mark decided to knock him out, which I don't blame Mark Briscoe doing what he did to do. Don't talk about bring up my deceased brother like that. And I think Mark Briscoe standing up for himself. I think Mark didn't have the confidence when he was with his brother. Now, once his brother had passed away, he kind of was getting to that stage, and Mark now has more confidence than ever. He has his brother through his side, and I think Jay is watching over Mark each and every day. And I think Mark's going to prove to the world that he can do what he need to do to beat Jericho. Mark Briscoe been an entertaining personality ever since he was in Ring Honor. I remember him and his brother always make those sly jokes, but he was serious tonight, and he wanted to take his frustrations out on Jericho. They will meet at Wrestle Dream, and perhaps Jericho will go after Mark's Ring of Honor title again, I guess. Well, Darby Allen didn't waste no time whatsoever. Darby Allen looking for a fight. I think Darby Allen's going to get a fight down the road. I don't know what Darby's going to do after losing his world championship contender crown to John Moxley. I don't know what's next for Darby Allen. Better figure it out if I was him. Well, speaking of that, the Guns got attacked from behind. I don't know who attacked them from behind. They attacked the Guns from behind. The Gun Boys got attacked from behind. I don't know about who. I think from Heyman Page. He the one attacked them. So Heyman Page trying to send a message to the Gun Boys. Um, while he doing what he need to do. I think he's going after everybody. He's crazy. But the Gun Boys didn't have to worry that their partner Jay White came out there, wanted to get his hands on Heyman. The Heyman looking for a fight. Heyman gonna get a fight with Jay White. Then Heyman and Jay White's gonna really beat the living crap out of each other. You can tell whatsoever. Heyman and you know who they're gonna beat the crap out of each other. It's gonna be real good to see that. But Heyman got beat up by Jay White tonight. Jay White sending the message that he's coming for the Heyman after Heyman tried to go after the Jay White's boys tonight. Well, Private Party won their match tonight over a tag team. I don't know who. I think Private Party might be next in line for the tag team championship. But they got targeted tonight by the tag team champions, the Young Bucks, who are still the executive vice presidents. They're gonna attack everybody. I think the Young Bucks wanna go with anybody. They're feuding with anyone that stands in their way. So we can see the Young Bucks and them going after who the Private Party, give them a chance in a lifetime. Like, well, Prince Nana thought that MVP was a problem. He better think again because now you can tell we're seeing the reformation of the Hurt Business, but they're gonna call themselves the Hurt Syndicate. Prince Nana got complaints until MVP told him that, hey, you did that with the prisoner complaints. Shelton Benjamin making his AEW debut tonight. Shelton Benjamin, long time coming. Glad to see Shelton Benjamin back. And MVP is cooking. MVP is cooking with a lot of whole cylinders. He even offered Mercedes Monet an invite into the Hurt Syndicate. I don't know what's going on with that. I guess he's trying to add more people into the mix. Yeah, WWE didn't want that all. So hey, even to put a Shelton Benjamin in WWE. So Shelton Benjamin, we'll see what's next with Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin almost reaching 50, I think, 50 years old. MVP as well. I think MVP's 50, I think, believe. we'll see what this gonna lead to. What this gonna lead to Lashley comes. But everyone's waiting to see if Lashley gonna make a debut. He is. Speaking of that, we see Jack Perry has a new feud. He's gonna probably defend that TNT championship against this dude, Jack Perry. We can see that probably being the case as well. I forgot his name. Then you might know whose name. Me Mariah made the women's champion. Getting the feud with Willow Nightingale. You can see that at Wrestle Dream as well. So a lot of matches are formulating and calculating into Wrestle Dream, even to the point that Dr. Britt Baker was in action as well. Britt Baker, we haven't seen her in quite some time. Britt Baker won her match tonight. Serena Deeb tonight. And Britt Baker getting herself ready, getting herself prepared for her maybe for a match eventually against who knows. We'll see if Serena Deeb will get the match that she wants tonight over Dr. Britt Baker. Dr. Britt Baker won her match tonight. Also, too, Brian Danielson, Daniel Bryan, like to call him, he sent a message that Dynamite has been on the air for 5 years, and he wants to know, he wants to take the championship away, and that's what he wants to do tonight. He wants to take that championship away of Okada, the Continental Championship. Only time he beat him was like in nearly in 20 minutes. That could be the case, but we could probably see that being the way as well, and how this going to be. So we'll see how this is going to go eventually. So hey, we could see that being the way. Well, that was the main event tonight. Well, it was a good, decent match. The main event: Daniel Bryan versus Okada. The match ended with Daniel Bryan still retaining his championship. He went over the 20 minutes that he was given, but hey, when you giving a dose of lemons, you gotta do it making lemonade and stuff. So I guess he was trying to win until Pac, Moxley, and Cesaro came out there to attack Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, we thought that Willa Yuta coming out there with a hammer. Willa Yuta was trying to I thought Willa Yuta was gonna turn on Daniel Bryan and nail him with the hammer, but that wasn't the case tonight. He stood loyal to Brian Danielson and did what he needed to do. Brian Danielson got a good friend for right now. I don't know. I'm still giving Will you the side eye. Don't know. But we know next week, Brian Danielson, the AEW champion, will team up with Will Yuta on half of the six-man tag team champs of Ring of Honor. He will take on his current tag team co-holders of his tag team titles, the Pac and Cesaro. We'll see that match next week. Man, we'll see how that's gonna go down next week. So we leave you with Dynamite for next week with Daniel Bryan and Willa Yuta. Can we see the turn change? We'll see if that happens next week. All right, that ends the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Let's move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we know that next week, so don't forget this next week, will be a special AEW Dynamite Title Tuesday. We know that they will go head to head with NXT. So just to know that we're going to combine both the AEW Dynamite Ring Report and the NXT Ring Reports. It'll be the NXT and AEW Ring Reports next week. So look for that next Tuesday night, covering both AEW Dynamite and NXT. Man, it's gonna be a busy night for me. So hey, I'm prepared for it. Well, speaking of that, AEW just announced due variety that they have signed a new 5-year deal with Warner Bros. Discovery, who channels TNT and TBS, to remain on those air stations, and they will be on Max as well, but they will have their specials and their pay-per-views on Max exclusively. but they'll be at a discount rate. So I guess you know going well, if you get Max, if you got Max, you still got to pay for AEW as a tier system to buy in like a pay-per-view system. So hey, you see how that's going to be going forward. So congratulations to AEW with that 150 million um made situation. Well, speaking of that, we know that AEW will compete against NXT next week. These are the demos right here for AEW for NXT. It was up 44%. They had 895,000 viewers. NXT delivers highest viewership in over a year. Wow. Okay. Um, I guess CW made the right call, and they had the NWA on there, but the NWA was on the CW for the CW app. They were supposed to make a deal. The deal just didn't fall through because when you think about it, Billy Corgan had, I guess, that incident, but he had that manager, Father James Mitchell, doing cocaine, doing drugs on pay per view in front of TV. Like, wow, that's not a good look. You don't want to issue that, but you know how that go. Installation of the escalation of that and strikes over the click. We see that. But congratulations, NXT. We'll see when they go head to head with AEW next week. Who's gonna win that war? We'll see in that one night only Tuesday night. Even folks are making the NXT championships already on the games. Speaking of that too, CM Punk and Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez rubbing in CM Punk's face as well. A lot of folks, even to the point right here, Trick Williams and Roman Reigns. Trick Williams said he would love to go against Roman Reigns and have a match against Roman Reigns. That could be a possibility down the road. Trick Williams is now finally the NXT champion once again for the second time. Congratulations to Trick Willie. Trick Willie has done it, even to the point that he had got hosted a pizza. CM Punk even gave the crowd whole pizza. So I guess CM Punk's feeding everybody tonight. Everybody yesterday. Roxanne Perez trying to ask which title looks better for her. You earned both of them, so hey, you can keep the old one for for prestige and value, and the new one for new prestige and value. So Roxanne Perez as well. Even to the point that Roxanne even made this joke right here. Said, I told you Chicago was going to be my town, and she made it seem like the CM Punk kind of looking like, you know, there you go. CM Punk, he got a lot on his plate. We know that CM Punk will be going against Drew McIntyre. Speaking of Drew, Drew doing a lot of promotional press for in Indianapolis. As the Royal Rumble will be coming to Indianapolis, Indiana, Drew McIntyre, along with Women's World Champion Liv Morgan, making their rounds and stuff. So they're coming around. We'll see at the Royal Rumble how that's going to go. Well, we told you this Saturday we're hearing reports that Roman Reigns could be facing Cody Rhodes in their WrestleMania rematch at Crown Jewel for the WWE Championship. That could be a match that we could see. Or we've been hearing reports that Saturday night's main event could be the match as well. So there's a lot at stake in this. We're gonna continue on going forward. These two men will be tag team partners, first time ever tag team partners against the Bloodline. So we'll see how this is gonna play out eventually, and we'll see how this is gonna go. Well, like we told you, coming up, don't forget this coming Tuesday night will be the AEW Dynamite Ring Report along with the NXT Ring Report. We're gonna call it Super Tuesday Ring Report, and it's gonna be a Super Tuesday, all right, with both ring reports coming your way. AEW and NXT Super Tuesday Ring Reports. So look for that coming up this Tuesday. Also, we're gonna leave you here with Brian Danielson and Willa Yuta issuing the challenge to the Blackpool Combat Club or whatever um, John Moxley would like to call himself now with his group. They're gonna get their hands full this week. We'll see you for the Super Tuesday edition of the AEW and NXT Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you this Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report. See you later.